Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. In today's video, we're going to briefly analyze Arsenal's box midfield and their 2-0 Emirates Cup win over Lyon. So in today's video, first we're going to focus on Arsenal's shape, and then we'll look at the pros and cons of Arsenal's 3-2-5 as they did a very good job of creating chances against Lyon. So when we break it all down and we do look at the board, there were no real signs of change from Arsenal's 4-3-3 under Mikel Arteta. In possession, they shifted into a 3-2-5 with Zinchenko inverting into the midfield zone beside Thomas Partey, and then Declan Rice and Odegaard were pushing a bit higher up the pitch, while Martinelli and Saka were hugging the touchline to provide the width, and Havertz was doing a good job of dropping deeper and looking to break in behind when the opportunity presented itself, but ensuring that he occupied the opposing side's center backs. With Lyon also operating in a 4-3-3, that meant they dropped off into a 4-5-1 out of possession, and their press was non-existent from the front, so this was about them compressing space and limiting Arsenal's ability to create chances in their third. While Arteta's side did rely on two set pieces from Declan Rice that saw both center backs convert from the 6-yard area, they did get into very good positions on several occasions, but they lacked the execution in the final third to punish this Lyon side. We witnessed contrasting attacking moves from the left and the right side on a consistent basis, and Zinchenko also played a key role in that box midfield as well. When we focus on the right-hand side, it was about getting the ball towards Saka, and it was Odegaard looking to get the ball in between the gap of the left-sided attacking player and the left shuttler, and he was receiving the ball in that space or receiving the ball on the outside of the left attacking Lyon player, and then looking to progress the play by playing the pass towards Saka or carrying the ball towards the final third and then sliding it out towards that wider area. In transition, whenever he was able to get on the ball, he was able to find key attacking Arsenal players breaking in towards space, and frankly, that passing and creativity from him to find his teammates in those positions should have resulted in goals. But whenever Martinelli or Havertz were played free and towards space by Odegaard, they struggled to impact the game in those areas. It was clear that Arteta was trying to get Saka into as many 1v1 situations against Abner as possible, and then forcing Benrahma to drop back deeper to provide protection. However, in these 1v1 situations where Saka looked to take on the Lyon left back, he struggled and he often lost those duels, and he wasn't getting the support that Martinelli was getting on the left-hand side. Odegaard was often dropping off a bit deeper and not looking to make underlapping runs, and on the rare occasion that he did make an underlapping run, Saka looked to play across towards the box rather than playing in Odegaard to help support. White, on the other hand, was rarely making overlapping runs to provide support as well, and the common move that failed down that right-hand side stemmed with Saka dragging markers towards him, squaring the ball towards Odegaard on the edge of the box, and then looking to make runs towards the right half space to receive the pass back from Odegaard. Whenever those two attempted to combine down that right side, they failed to create a legitimate goal-scoring opportunity. While Saka's impact was minimized down that right-hand side in terms of his 1v1s, he was often an outlet for Arsenal to switch play out towards him, and that was beneficial. But he did play a key role at the back post when he was isolated against the Lyon left back, but a lot of that stemmed through Arsenal's work down the left-hand side, which was a bit different than what they were getting down the right. From the left, not only was Zinchenko inverting to join Thomas Partey in that midfield zone, Rice was shifting on the outside of Maitland-Niles to receive the ball and then help progress the play by carrying it forward or simply looking to slide it out towards the positioning of Martinelli on the touchline. But when Rice was in that pocket of space between the lines, that did drag that Lyon midfield bank a bit narrow, and that allowed Zinchenko or the center backs the ability to slide the ball freely towards Martinelli to go 1v1 with the right back. When Martinelli would receive that ball, if one of the midfielders weren't tracking Declan Rice, then he would be in that space just ahead of the right back, and when the right back was pulled towards Martinelli, that would create the gap for Rice to make those inverted runs in behind the Lyon backline. From there, he was looking to pull the ball back towards the penalty area, but whenever he did look to play those crosses, they were unsuccessful, but it just go to show that Rice was getting himself in positions where he could serve as a creator for Arsenal. He also was able to shift towards the touchline, and we witnessed him combine with Martinelli down that side, and that's something we didn't witness from Odegaard or Saka on a consistent basis. And from there, Martinelli was able to find Saka at the back post, isolating the Lyon fullback, and that was one of the few chances that Saka should have converted from point-blank range. Rice gave you a bit of everything down that left-hand side. If he wasn't playing progressive passes towards Martinelli or making inverted runs on the underlap to create from those byline positions, he was playing positive, penetrative passes in the final third or looking to get his teammates in positions where they could create or serve as legitimate goal scoring options. And then that's where we turn to Zinchenko, because Zinchenko was slowly getting himself into attacking positions as Arsenal pegged back that Lyon backline, and a lot of that stemmed through the movement and productivity from Martinelli and Rice. And from here, whenever Martinelli would get himself into 1v1s, like Saka, he didn't do a very good job of beating his defender and creating or serving as a goal threat. But when he dragged two towards him and Rice was occupying a marker, then that would allow Martinelli or Rice the ability to drop the ball back to Zinchenko, and from there Zinchenko could serve as a creative outlet with balls pinned back towards him, and he'd play first time crosses towards Saka, or when he received square passes from Thomas Partey or from the right hand side, where then he could locate Saka making those runs towards the back post off his marker. But in those situations that Zinchenko placed Saka in goal scoring positions, he failed to convert. When he was in the deeper zones towards the halfway line or in his own half, what you witnessed was that with Rice occupying a fullback or a defender and Martinelli looking to stretch the game by holding wider positions, because a Lyon midfielder wasn't tracking Rice, now that created that 2v1, and Zinchenko was using his passing ability to play balls over the top or slide it freely beyond the midfield and the defensive bank for the runs of Martinelli in towards those areas. However, when he looked to play balls over the top, they were often overhit and Martinelli was unable to get onto them. And the one time that he was able to play the ball through the midfield bank and the back line, when Martinelli received it, he was unable to beat the defender that was coming across, and that ultimately halted the attack. So as you can see, although Arsenal weren't at their sharpest against Lyon, there were clear signs of optimism through their attacking play that would suggest that they're built for another proper title challenge this season.